Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to our Europa Universalis 4 walkthrough as Delhi turned into Hindustan. And where we last left our nation, we were trying to assist Manipur in the defense of their nation. Currently under attack by a couple other nations, and we do need to deal with some rebels, and they'll move down there to help them out. Got a little bit of war exhaustion, or really low on manpower. We've had to hire a bunch of mercenaries. Okay, so benign neglect and non-involvement has led to a local economy booming. So in that province, we could get extra trade power, we could get extra taxes. We're going to go for extra manpower. So that's the thing we need most desperately at the moment. And here I think I'm going to leave behind some of these real infantry that we have. And we'll march our troops back over of the mercs and everything. Get to the real front. Oh. Our ruler died, and now we have a new ruler and a new heir. So we can pass a couple of policies, a couple of decisions, giving us more piety. Let's take a look. So our leader is a sinner, which is going to increase the chance that our Sunni provinces will revolt, and we'll find out about this heir, probably like a younger brother or something. Okay, the heir is malevolent, meaning that any subjects, any vassals, anything like that, under us will be more likely to want their independence. Okay, let's split this force in half. The general in charge of each army. And move to beat up in Assam. So if we compare the forces here, their side only has 27,000 men. So we alone have double what they have, plus anything their allies bring to the table, Manipur, which likely isn't very much. But still, double is definitely sufficient. Let's bring down that war exhaustion. HA insults this. I'm sure that'll work out for them. Okay, so we just gotta save up some points here, get military technology, then we'll be caught up there. And we'll be able to embrace our institution before too long. To actually indicate to our new ally we're interested in these provinces. We'll send a couple of units of mercenaries to capture a few things while we're working on the forts. This should be a pretty easy victory. Okay, we hear that Kazan up here is in some internal conflicts. That's unfortunate. I wish them well. Yeah, we still have no idea what's going on in Europe for the most part. Okay, now we've got everything coring. We have no claims on this sort of stuff, so I'm not as interested in that. I want these two provinces, though. Okay, so it looks like Manipur is also allied the nation of Tangu, who's one of the dominant powers in Burma. So they're able to field 15,000 or so troops. We'll put down that rebellion as soon as we capture one of these forts, and we will tell once again Bengal that they may not move troops to our territory. Okay, our merchant guilds are still upset with us. Can't really do anything about that. Until we've got some stuff cored and add to states, then we could give them the center of trade. So this war is 63 war score in our favor. Their enthusiasm is low. It's not going to be a long war. Temporarily, their war enthusiasm went up because they were winning a battle, but then they reconsidered and realized what kind of shape they're in, and gave up on any illusions of victory. Assam shouldn't remain in the war for very long. And let's see if we can claim that province as well. No. So we can't claim anything while the war is going on if one of our allies has already claimed it. So when we click on this, probably Manipur views that as being a province of interest, of vital interest to them, and they've already marked it. We can't just try to snipe it during the war, claim that we're interested in it. Just doesn't work that way. Okay, we could send some troops to help out with Hasenwi. So let's park some troops on them. And I think they will be pretty realistic about what their chances are. Basically just a little army of Assam sitting over here. That's basically all that's keeping them in the war. I take out yet another loan. Not ideal. Let's crush the army here. And renew that siege. We could invade Timurids and Ladakh if we wanted to. I'm reluctant to get rid of these mercenaries when we have such a high chance of having to fight rebels pretty much all over the place. But if we can core just a little bit more, and a lot of these rebels should actually start disbanding. And bringing down war exhaustion just a little bit more should help. We're getting a lot from all the attrition we're suffering from our men dying in these wars. Okay, another infidel. We've seen this quite a bit. Again, we're just going for the thing that gives us piety. And some rebel factions have gone away. Let's continue befriending Manipur. Let's proclaim a guarantee upon them. Okay, we got that max promoted culture back, so that's nice. Okay, so do we spend some money, make our ulama more loyal, and take away some of their influence. And we'll just let them gain some influence, because we just don't want to be spending money. We don't have money to reserve. We're hurting financially at the moment. Let's indicate to Baluchistan that we want to be their ally. Okay, so what happened here? We got those two provinces. So war is still waging, but Assam was crushed. Let's increase the autonomy to avoid rebellions and core that stuff. And let's get a royal marriage here. And let's ask them for some of their trade power. Let's just go for 50%. We could get more, but if they pick up some territory at the end of the war, which looks like they should be able to do, then they'll be stronger, and they'd want a better trade deal than we're offering to them. Okay, so let's get all of our real troops back to the capital. Okay, so they just took 2 provinces, and they owe us 16 favors. Let's take advantage of that to increase our trust just a little. And then let's give them military access. And our relations are sufficient that we can vassalize them. So now we have another vassal. And picked up some territory. The only real downside to that was that we lost a lot of money over the course of the war. Let's again detach just the mercenaries and send them north, send the real troops to our capital. Grab these mercenaries, make use of them while we have them. We don't need to fabricate any claims because we'll be able to invade them and take their stuff just on the basis of our permanent claims. But we should stick a guy improving relations here and here. And for now, we'll improve relations with our ally, Ayutthaya. Okay, we lost General, and Assam asks us for military access. We will decline, as we're still disappointed in their behavior. Let's get another general again. So we have 2 generals. This one's pretty good on the offense. Okay, so we can invade Timurids again. Let's see, could we get some more rivals? No, just those 2. And we can't embargo VJ at the moment because we have a truce with them. Okay, we do want some of their territory. Let's actually declare war directly on the dock. Because we want to take their territory from... We could pull some cannons from over here to help out. And we could call the Ottomans in. I don't see any real big purpose to it. We're just going to raise some war taxes. And fight this war with our mercenaries. We could pass straight by and capture their capital. Yarkand is offering us a loan. We're not going to accept that. Just go straight for the blood. Went their capital. They don't have a real fort there. They just have the capital fort. So it shouldn't hold out very long, even when we are not using cannons. Oh, that's strange. We didn't get any power projection for declaring war on Ladakh, even though they are a subject of Timurids. That's unfortunate. Okay, we could either make our emirs happier with us and accept a little bit of autonomy, or lose stability. So we'll err on the side of making people in our country happy. And we could either leave their loyalty high for the moment and enjoy these nice bonuses, a 10% reduction in land maintenance, or we could ask them for 10,000 manpower. I think we'll just enjoy those passive bonuses, because mercenaries are expensive. I think we're going for very limited war goals here. We're not trying to take over half their country or anything like that. I just want to snag a few things. Alright, royal marriage. Certainly want royal marriage with our Ottoman allies. And let's see if we need a new royal marriage here with Baluchistan. We do. So we're going to renew that, even though we're not allowed an alliance until their peace treaty expires with the Timurids in 5 years. We do want to keep them friendly. And then when the opportunity presents itself, we will re-ally them and then vassalize them. Our relative strength by then should allow us to vassalize them. Yeah, we owe a lot of money. We make good income, so once we get rid of these mercenaries, we'll be able to pay this back pretty quickly. Okay, so let's just sign a peace deal here. We wanted those 4 provinces. Won't upset people too much, and then we'll just take their money and demand 10% of their income. Actually, could we humiliate them? No. Not by a long shot. We can take 10% of their income for the next 10 years. And taking some territory from them did give us power projection. So now we need to core that stuff. And we conquered Badakhshan, completing our mission, which gives us additional manpower. I get these trips down to the border with Bengal, as our truce with them is about to expire. Okay, rival of our rival. We could potentially befriend the Mamluks, get some prestige, get some diplomatic power. And now we're bordering Yarkand. Might make a decent ally. I don't know how many troops they can field. We'll have to consider that. Let's pull back this diplomat and try to befriend them a little bit. Ooh, Ladakhi separatists. Let's put them down. Okay, truce with Bengal expired. Want the second army down here before we attack. That way we can try to wipe out their army in the opening days of the war. Again, chance of losing piety or gaining piety. We are going to gain piety, even if it costs us money. And as these mercenaries die, we're not going to be hiring new ones. We're simply going to get real troops. Okay, coffers are light. We could ask Ayutthaya for some assistance. We're going to ask them for manpower. And hope that they come through for us. He did. 5,000 manpower. And our relations got a little bit closer. Let's go straight for Bengal Delta. We don't have cavalry, don't have cannons, so our army isn't super effective. But it really doesn't need to be. Bengal's in no position to defend themselves. They got a tiny army, half their country's, well, a third of their country's in the hands of rebels. And we're just going to kill them with superior numbers. Let's just merge together, consolidate those troops. And we could either get administrative technology, or we could get another administrative idea. Reduced interest, that'll help us pay off our loans better. And we'll unlock our court Persian Indian Sultanate idea, which will reduce our unrest, so we'll have fewer problems with rebels. That seems like a good deal to me. After this war's over, how soon? 2 years before we can attack Vijay, so I am going to keep these mercenaries for the most part. And Baluchistan just declared war on Khorasan, is trying to expand at their expense. I don't like that. I don't want them to be any bigger than they are. I want them to be small. I'll vassalize them. It's starting to lag a little bit. Let's raise some more war taxes to offset the cost of this really expensive army. Okay, and we can get some bonuses here. Stability, prestige, admin power, or stronger military. We're going to go with stability. And we might as well bring our fleet around to help these sieges progress a little more quickly. Spying on us. So I don't know how large the army of VJ is. We should take a look. 37,000 men. Yeah, so we will have to use real troops as well as the mercenaries, which is unfortunate. But now we've got 20,000 manpower, so we can afford to do that. And we're allowed another 13,000 troops. Relations with EU4 are as good as we can get them. But perhaps we can give them something like military access they don't already have. Yeah, so we can do that. So, up to 189. They're pretty big, so we will not be able to diplomatically vassalize them or anything like that. It'll be good to have some allies that we intend to keep as our allies, that aren't going to butt heads with us super often over territory, like happened with Bengal and VJ. With Ottomans, you know, we're natural friends. We're trying to expand into different areas for the most part. It looks like Baluchistan is having some problems against Khorasan. The war score is negative. I don't want them to expand, but I don't want bad things to happen to them. Once we captured this port, it forced all the ships that were hiding out there out to sea. So our big ships should wreck them, and we can detach the ones that are undamaged, keep them out there, and send the rest into our port to repair. And we'll continue improving relations with our vassal. Okay, no point in making the Mamluks like us anymore. We can improve relations with Yarkand, of our neighbors. If we get those relations up to at least 100, we gain diplomatic reputation, which will help us with what we want to do in Baluchistan. So that's good. Good news. These ships are repaired. We know that because they no longer have a little hammer icon indicating that they're being worked on. Andrew's trying to kill Bengal. Good luck with that. We just need a little bit of reinforcements there. Good. Of course, this process would speed up if we got even one cannon there. Okay. That works for us. But we do want to continue collecting these war taxes, so we're actually not going to let them have peace, even though we've thoroughly defeated them. And we'll just keep them stuck in a war with us until we're able to attack VJ next month. Okay. Bartering increases as our inflation goes up and our money gets to be worth less. Do we counter that by just letting bartering happen and get a bunch of autonomy? No, we want to bring down that inflation, otherwise this is going to keep happening to us. Okay, Truce of the VJ ended, so let's invade them before they can get any allies. And why don't we go for EU4, because we can capture that pretty quickly as a war goal. We'll send 2 real trips on that job, and the rest of our trips. We should have brought our troops around so that we can capture their capital right away, like I was planning. 1 second. Sorry, wanted to check how long the video has been going on, and had to sneeze. So it's been half an hour. I'm going to stop it here.